Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Broadway Podcast. Want to know what's going on downtown Nashville? Well, ride with us as we take you on a trip down Broadway.
This is the life we choose, life we choose. And honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. I've been doing just fine, alright now. This is the life we choose. This is the life we choose.
God
Do you
dang,
have any
man.
ground beef in your freezer?
Oh my God. Speaking of, so right now we're in a new era of tip stuff, like the taxes and stuff. Like that's like supposed to be a thing, right? Like the taxes on tips and shit. Like, do you know anything about that? Because I really haven't dived into that for real, for real.
To be honest, I don't know. I know that was like a platform that I guess technically both
Yeah, I think so
people
too. Yeah.
were saying that they were gonna,
I don't want to talk ignorant
implement,
about it, but like,
but I guess I don't know. From what everyone
I
around
probably
me, I
should
feel
know. Like, it's directly affecting us.
from what everyone that I've heard like say it, they're like, oh, it probably won't be a thing until like
Shall I look it
2026
up?
because he would need a full year of 2025 to be able to implement it in 2026. I guess I don't really know how that works.
Let me look it
though.
up. Let me see what it says.
But I mean, it would be fantastic. I don't really know the like
I don't know the
logistics of that
legalities
though.
of it, yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't know. Then like I like
Does that affect
I
our
guess
taxes
I don't
too?
know.
Like doing filing our taxes in the beginning of the year, does that affect that too?
That's all my god.
And then like when we need to figure that out. That's gonna really affect us. If anybody knows, I would love for information about that because
Yeah, because then I don't know if it requires then for our minimum wage to go up to the actual 725
I don't want that.
because we're still tipped employees, but technically they're not making, because if it goes up to the 725, then they're still making, then they get more money from our paychecks because it goes from 213.
It's also scary to think though.
I don't
Say
know.
for instance, like just hypothetical, because we don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be about. But like, just
Oh.
say hypothetical, we go to like minimum wage or like some kind of hourly actual wage, and we start getting paid on paychecks. How do you think how the reaction is gonna be for that? Everybody's going towards like either those cards or paper checks or like direct deposit because a lot of people, especially around the country, like get paid hourly for the service industry and they get paid by check. I feel like Stanley them, they get paid on they get a check. Do you think that's going to be like, say for instance that happens in Nashville on Broadway? What would be the reaction to that?
See, okay, when you use like Stanley for an example, I'm like, that a little bit makes more sense to me because the work that they do, they probably do get paid a little bit
And
more
they also pull
hourly.
the whole entire building, like everybody.
Well, so that makes it easier to divvy that up and just put it on a paycheck. And
Yeah, it
whatever.
makes it easier.
But I don't know how you're gonna do that when, like, okay, take where I'm at for an example. I mean, multi-level, different hours depending on where you're working.
Yeah.
Like there's different in times, there's different out times, there's different.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
one,
true. Yeah.
you know, we don't tip pool whole building. It's per floor. Like you don't. I wouldn't even know. That would be. I think our manager like.
It would
Scratch,
be too much
scratch
to
that it would
deal with.
irritate us. I think our
Yeah.
managers would literally, their heads would explode because I don't even know how. What if somebody forgot to clock in? Now
Oh,
you have that
yeah.
problem. What if, you know, at the end of the night when you're doing your checkouts, like I don't even know how.
Well, nothing ever surprises me with how the industry like goes left and goes right, especially when it comes to like saving money for the bigger picture. And it
Yeah.
just like kind of like stresses me out. That's why like I
Because
feel
one
like
thing I
it's-
will say is the places that we have seen that have done it,
Mm-hmm.
lawsuits left and right.
that and also lost a lot of good people too, which is
Yeah.
I guess they don't really care about that, but like lawsuits for sure. But that's one thing that kind of scares me because it's like that's slowly the direction that places are going, and like it's important. Like I feel like for these like the Asbury and places like that to exist because like they've made a place for themselves. You know what I mean? Like they've made a business successful with the knowledge of knowing how the industry can either
because they were
affect
like
you positive
industry
or
building
negative.
an industry.
Exactly.
All these other places, like some of these bars that have popped up downtown now, were not industry people opening up industry. It was like big companies that were like, oh, well, we want another one, so we're gonna.
Well, those places
like,
are
build
important.
that.
That's why I think it's
And,
important to
like
promote them and to go support them.
Yeah.
Spend your money there.
Or like I went to Perfectly Fine, you know, that's another example.
For sure.
The Mother's Ruin boys. I mean, that's just like a good example of like the bartender is the regular, a liquor rep, and somebody who's very knowledgeable in cocktails themselves and whatnot. Like those are all the owners and the managers and whatever of that bar. And when you look at videos nightly, it's packed. You have so much fun. Like their cocktail names are hilarious. It's literally,
they have cocktail games?
They're names.
Oh,
it's vodka names. Drink, tequila drink, gin drink, rum drink. Like that's the names.
I love that.
And it's so funny because how many times have you been behind a bar and someone's like, "Can I tell you a vodka drink? Like just something with vodka," or like, "I want something fruity, just make it with rum," or you know, like. I drink gin, but like just like a gin drink.
Where are these people from? Like, are they from Mars? Like, I really don't feel like the people we get are from planet Earth.
Because I think, I mean, it's funny when you do that at like a Broadway bar because we're so like one-on-one, vodka soda, Jack and Coke. But like when you do go into a cocktail bar and if you don't frequent cocktail bars and then you go in there, it's like, well, I'm not the professional. Like, I don't know. Like, I really love gin. Can you make me something? Like, you probably know better than I do what would be better. So can you just make me, you know, like when you go to Attaboy, it's the same thing.
I've never been to Attaboy.
Well, you sit down and they go, you know, what type of spirits do you like? And they don't have any vodka because vodka came after gin. So they don't classify vodka as like the original spirit. And you say, hey, I drink gin, and they go, do you like typically more fruity or strong or this forward or whatever, and you tell them, and then they just make something magical, and it's so good.
That's cool.
That's why I think it's funny that those boys came up with something like that, because it's like kind of funny but also like legit. Like you're just like, I've been drinking vodka all day, so I should stick to the vodka drink.
So I'm always going to, regardless of like the nature of like people's like personal lives, I'm always going to support those ventures, because it's very, very important to do so. Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like create something. They're creating a positive space for everybody to like be able to enjoy, and not just be so like, oh, the next corporate place like that doesn't give a fuck about their people. The customers is always about like the bottom dollar. And like these places that exist, like the place we're talking about, are important to like support. Like, you know, I think I'm gonna go tonight actually after my game, because like at first I was like, I didn't really want to go, because like, let's be real, like everybody that works downtown, like we all know each other, or have seen each other before. We're not like all friends like that. But like I get social anxiety when I'm around like people that I don't really like frequent with. Because like, you know how Nashville can get, like, it's like sometimes it can be like a little stressfully cliquey, which is whatever, you know, hang out with your crowd of people. But like going to places like that, knowing that you're going to like run into people that like you really don't honestly like kick it with, and then like go get drunk or whatever. It's like, I just get as I got older, I get such bad anxiety. Like I literally I think Sydney asked me to come out with her to that place one time. And I drove up, literally pulled on the side of the building and just parked there. And I was like, I know people are going to be in there that I don't really like, or like know me or know of me, and like what's their, I don't know, I just get anxiety. I don't know, like people just think that like I'm this ball of like whatever, but like inside, like I'm thinking about like worst case scenarios all the time. Something I got to work on. Like I need to work on that, because like it's gotten worse over time. Like I was saying about the flight stuff, like it's just like I'm constantly like in my own head about, am I presenting myself in such a way to where like it's presentable to like the public? And that's like, over time, that gets kind of like frustrating, you know what I mean? Especially when you feel like you're in Nashville and like everybody has all kinds of talent. Everybody has all kinds of like, you know, vibrant personalities and stuff, and like has something to offer to the table. Like you're constantly finding yourself kind of like trying to compete with that, and like you lose yourself. So like, that's why I say it's important to like, well, I guess it gets back to the thing about like the resolutions, whatever, like having something to like build yourself on, to be a better human being. Because like we can just get so caught up in like trying to be the next so-and-so, and like trying to like, you know, impress people that can give a fuck less about like what we got going on and for real life. And like I had to like also like with this podcast, I had to like kind of get out of my own head about like I was getting comments and stuff, or like people were like trying to like say certain things. Like I had to kind of like tune it out, because like this is the vision that I have, and like I can't get caught up like letting people like, you know, like make me feel like this is like whatever. So like I don't know. I just went on a whole tangent, but like you know what I mean? Like it's just like it can be like that. But support local business basically is the whole period. So I played a funny game with who was it that came on here last time? Jameson, a guy I met like recently actually. He comes in the gym with us a lot, plays basketball with us on pickup. And I played a game called Fuck, Marry, and Kill. It was about football, but I want to play a game with you, and we're still on live, so we're not going to be too like, you know, explicit with it, but like bars in Broadway that you would fuck, marry, or kill. And there's no shade. Well, it is. Can we do that on live? I feel like we should not do that on live.
I mean, you can. You give context.
We can't go back ever again. No, we'll wait till we get off the live to do that, and then you just have to watch the actual like episode on YouTube. Fair?
Yeah.
But I do want to read some. You gotta unlock your phone. I do want to read some reviews. No, when I go to the website, it doesn't.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Because my phone's on the pod right now.
I'm just kidding.
I do want to read some reviews. I think they're kind of funny. Like I never like go through. Do you ever like just go through where you work and just like see what people say?
Like read where I work's reviews?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do it again, dude. So I want to pull up some reviews from downtown and see what the people are talking about.
Okay. Are you just doing it random?
I'm just do random. I'm not gonna type that, but I'm gonna do reviews.
This can actually be hilarious.
It's gonna be funny because people be saying the
ones where I work, just like the things people say, I'm like, what? Like, there's no way. Like, that doesn't even.
What's some shit you've heard like that you've like? Just some random.
One was
shit.
like, if you're on the top floor, and I went up to the bartender and said I had to use the restroom, and she told me that I was all the way down on the first floor. I just don't understand. Name drop who owns the bar, does own the bar. Name drop the name on the bar. Shame on you for expecting women to have to like go up and down. And I was like, there's so many bathrooms.
There's
in
like
building.
3 or 4 bathrooms in
like,
this place.
There's literally
5, 4 or 5. Yeah,
I think there's 4.
You pass by, or like the trash cans you pass by, but you want to put the drinks in the bar.
Yeah,
like,
or just get up from your table and just.
Yeah, say fuck it. People are not from this world, man.
Animals.
I swear they were born out of eggs. They were born in eggs, bro. Like they're not.
I'm like, no, but there's like things like that. I don't know. My memory is like so bad. I just know that I've read some where I'm like, what?
The name drop is crazy though, because people can get like, and like when you work at certain places, like some people take that very serious. Like they're like, oh, you did, this is what happened. I know people that have lost their jobs that off of reviews. And like, I feel like reviews are very like, they're used for bad more than they're used for good. That's why people don't really go on there. If like when we go out of town, we don't really get on like Google review and say if this place is good or not, because 9 times out of 10 is going to be bad. This is like everybody, it's situational. And I really hate when companies like utilize that and make it seem like that's their actual identity when it's not. Well, and then people end up getting unemployed because
there's so many times that when I'm traveling to a different city and I'm looking at reviews for maybe like a restaurant that I want to go to or a bar that I want to go to, I just like filter through what some of these reviews are because it's hilarious to me. Like I have gone somewhere before because a bad review was so funny to me that I was like,
let's see if
that's
really
amazing.
That
I'm like, I have to go to this place because they were like, I complained because my drink wasn't strong enough and the bartender had such an attitude about it. I'm like, I have to go there. Yeah. I have to go to that bar.
The bartender probably is amazing.
Because the bartender's probably great. Because doesn't want to deal with your bullshit.
Exactly.
And I support that bartender. I want to go give that bartender the $20 that you didn't give that bartender.
Exactly, actually,
like, I want to go do that.
I was watching this thing on, I was watching this thing on TikTok. Because, you know, Nashville has a bunch of, like, influencers that just, like, will go viral off of a video because they're on Broadway. and they'll like be ragging about this place. And I kind of like, I never comment or like engage in it because I think it's stupid. But like one kind of like ticked me off because it was about where I work at. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not. Because like for whatever reason, it was like people, I'm not saying my job, but like on the streets for a little bit, like Broadway was getting a bad rap for spiking people's drinks. And like they were saying that the bartenders were like drugging people and stuff like that. I'm like, first of all, bitch, I don't even want to serve you sober. So I definitely don't want to serve you if you're on whatever drug that I'm supposed to be spiking your drink with. Like I want you in and out my face.
Yeah.
Like I no, like I don't, but like, you know how it gets. Like it's like, why would I do that? Make my job harder. And I saw this TikTok. I don't know the person who posted it and whatever. It doesn't really fucking matter. It was dumb because I feel like spreading non-truth about places is dangerous. Like, it's like, why would you spread misinformation like that? And then it goes viral, and then people are seeing it, and they're like, oh, I went downtown, and that happened to me. And then people are commenting, and I actually got pissed, because, like, it was from, like, the POV of across the street, but you can see our place. And it was like, yeah, these bartenders are spiking people's drinks, and I had that experience before. I'm like, no, the fuck you didn't. And I didn't say that, but I'm like, no, you didn't. And then I actually started reading these, like, horrible comments about their experiences they've had at the same bar. I'm like, that's dangerous to do that. Like, for one, you're making it harder for us as industry workers to like continuously get good business, because you're making us look like we're something we're not. And then two, things already happen downtown enough to where, like, if you want to spread information, at least make it actual and factual.
Oh, I mean, I know we can all go back to the one very big incident that happened, and I'm not even gonna say his name or anything, because I just don't think that's like, but like, then
be careful with it.
So many people were like accused of things that like weren't
right. Exactly.
And it's like, no one knows. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, because like when I went back up to Iowa, like maybe like a couple weeks, I want to say, after that whole thing happened, and like that was national news. Like after like the, like the boy who was at the bar and whatever. So, and so many people from Iowa were like talking to me about it as if they knew. Like they were talking about it like in front of me.
As if they were there.
Because like as if they live in Nashville, because they were like, oh, like what's it like downtown now after whatever? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, or they're just like, have things changed like for you, like when you're working? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, the bartenders, I'm like, it's not like, I'm sorry, like that just didn't happen. That does not happen. Like we don't do that. No one downtown is doing that. Like in my years of working downtown, I've never even I could literally work with somebody that I strongly despise, and I still don't think that person would ever do, like, it's just not, that's not a thing. Like people aren't doing that, because that's
bartenders' lives matter, bruh. Like not in like that sense. Like we just, dude, leave us alone. Like we got it. It's already hard enough to only make income based on people wanting to spend their money and tip you on top of what they're already spending. Things are already high. Like, let's leave it alone. Like, dude, we might not get along. We're all in this, like, industry, like, together. Like,
because I will say on the flip side, there's many of times that people will, get drinks, and then they leave them on the bar, and then they
go to the bathroom.
They go to the bathroom, like, on a busy night. They go to the bathroom, or they want to go up and dance. Like, they go up to the dance floor, and they leave them. And then you throw them away because, one, it's left, and you're not paying attention to it. When you're 4 deep on the bar, you don't know who. So you throw it away. Or the busser or porter, whoever goes around, bar back up, throws it away. And then they come back mad, and I'm like, well, one, you left your drink, so I don't know whose it is. Two, that was in your best interest.
Right, like, exactly. You're welcome, actually.
I threw that away, and I'm so sorry that you have to pay another $14 to like not drink a spiked drink.
But then
like,
somebody turns around and says, I got my drink spiked. Like, dude, I'm like, be more fucking responsible.
Like, that's just the
dang, man. People just are not from this world. Like, what's up with, like, I feel like people need GPS tracking on their foreheads.
Apple, like, or the tags.
Yes, like when you walk from like the garage, and like people are just like walking in circles like they're in the Sims fucking video game, and like somebody's controlling them from like somewhere else. Like, what are we
There's
doing?
Like diamonds above everyone's
right,
heads.
Exactly. Yeah, like with the energy bar on top. Like, this is how much fucking drunkenness they have left before they just go blackout. Like, get out the way, dude. Like, oh my God, that drives me crazy. I was talking to another buddy of mine about that. I was like, it takes me 20 minutes to walk from the garage is a block away because I'm having to walk in circles to get to a straight line. Like, come on.
I joke with people that walking on Broadway is the same rules and same situation as when you're in an airport.
What's that?
You'll just be walking and someone in front of you will just stop.
I've gotten literally like bombarded, like somebody like in my face, like, dude, so none of us are going to slide to the left.
You're trying to walk to the next bar, walk to work, or whatever, and people will just stop, and then they look at like a bar, like they're like, "Wow, that's
right."
That's
like
that.
this number. I'm like, dude, there's like 50 people behind you right now. Slide to the fucking left, dude.
Just stop. Or they like come out of a bar and just don't look. They just
walking
right on
backwards. Like, come on, man.
And it's the same thing when you're in an airport and you're walking down and people just stop, or they're hauling ass to the next stop, or like. It's like when people are looking for their Uber, they're like trying to figure out their terminal, or like looking at the thing to see what flight or whatever. It's the same thing. It's the airport and Broadway.
I've caught myself like out of town doing that though. Like when I went to New York for the first time, I was bumping into everybody. They're probably pissed at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I get it though. I've been in both situations, so I get it.
But like, I guess, like Times Square, Broadway, in Nashville, and airports.
And New Orleans maybe sometimes.
But
that's just, So this place right here has some pretty good reviews. They have like a 4.5 star, like overall, which whatever. I mean, that's good for them, but like also like how true is that? Let's see what this person says. I'm gonna read a good one. It said, and they be saying like the darndest shit.
Looking at.
It's this place.
Okay.
No affiliate of ours, but like, it's just a person that popped up. Damn, I was on it. It was like something about a fireball. Oh, here it goes. I got a fireball at the bar next door over, and they charged the same amount for less alcohol, and this place charged the same price for more alcohol. This is what I love. Okay, so one, you snitched on the bartender because now that person is gonna fucking be like, you're overpouring, and like now the manager's gonna be like, you don't work weekends now because like you're giving the bar away. And then two, how do you know if you got less alcohol? Have you bartended before? You know what I mean?
Different glassware, different,
What, dude? They don't fucking know. That's point,
what I mean. Like if you have one type of glassware one way, like somewhere, and then you have a different,
and you think
whatever,
the illusion is less.
That it's
fucking morons,
I've definitely seen that, or it just did happen. You never know. Maybe
they probably did get some watered down drinks because you probably pissed the motherfucker off, and now you're drunk and you
I don't know. Like it could have happened.
Here's your half an ounce of fucking whatever.
I mean,
they ID at the door, but there were kids in here, so I don't know since it's 4 p.m. So then they did this, but they will ID and check your barf at the door. I'm guessing bag at the door. No book bags allowed. What? Like, why was that even necessary to say? What was that last part? Like, there are kids there. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I get that part, but like, also, why is that a thing? And then also, yeah, they're gonna ID you. It's their job. You gotta be 21 to drink. Oh, people are, ugh. But they gave it 5 stars, so that's good. And this place has a lot of 5 stars, which is really good. And actually, this place is cool. We go there sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, we don't go there enough though. I feel like we're always like because what we like our jobs like.
I want to look up.
Yeah, our jobs are kind of like all the same. So like we kind of like just bounce around our places, but like we forget about those places. But so that's good. They have a 5 star, well, a 4.5 star rating overall on Google.
That's pretty solid.
So Nicole, thank you again for coming back on the show. I really am looking forward to our adventures this year and seeing like how we grow as like friends and like seeing like how we interact with like the new stuff that's going on this year versus last year. So thank you so much for always being a good support system, and I'm actually excited that you're going to be on here a lot more now.
Me too. I love it in here.
Cheers to that. You're my good luck charm, so
I love it.
Yeah, and I need some good press right now because I have been not the nicest person here lately.
Oh no! It's okay.
But thank you.
I love it. Love you.
This is the life we choose. Life we choose. And honestly, I wouldn't want it